He is universally worshipped as the blonde, neoclassical virtuoso who single-handedly resurrected Ozzy Osbourne's career from the ashes. But Randy Rhoads actually had absolutely no desire to audition for the Prince of Darkness. In 1979, Rhoads was perfectly happy working as a local guitar teacher in California. He was heavily coaxed into the audition by a friend, walked into the studio with a tiny, unimpressive practice amplifier, and simply began playing a few classical warm-up exercises. Ozzy, who was heavily intoxicated and half asleep on a couch, heard a handful of notes, immediately declared Rhoads a genius, and hired him on the absolute spot before the guitarist had even played a single heavy metal riff. Despite being celebrated globally as a guitar god who filled massive arenas every single night, Rhoads suffered from deep imposter syndrome and still viewed himself primarily as a student. While touring the world with Ozzy Osbourne, he refused to spend his days partying. Instead, as soon as the tour bus rolled into a new city, Rhoads would immediately open the local Yellow Pages telephone directory, desperately searching for local, obscure classical guitar tutors to give him lessons before he had to go to the stadium to perform. Rhoads was fiercely dedicated to creating a completely unique visual and sonic identity. In late 1980, he met with Grover Jackson, an employee at Charvel Guitars, and essentially sketched a heavily modified, asymmetrical Flying Vibe guitar on a piece of paper. The design, which Rhoads dubbed the Concorde, was so radically aggressive and sharp that Grover Jackson refused to put the standard Charvel logo on it, fearing it would ruin the brand's traditional image. Instead, Jackson put his own surname on the headstock. The guitar became a massive, iconic hit, completely accidentally launching Jackson Guitars into a heavy metal empire. Before he redefined heavy metal with Ozzy, Rhoads was the founding member of the Los Angeles band Quiet Riot. However, long before Quiet Riot achieved massive 1980s MTV fame with Metal Health, they were a struggling, upbeat glam-pop band wearing polka-dot bow ties. They were entirely rejected by every single American record label. Their first two albums, featuring a teenage Rhoads, were completely unreleased in the United States and were only available as exclusive imported releases in Japan, where Rhoads briefly enjoyed status as a teenage pop idol. The iconic, chugging main riff of Crazy Train is widely considered one of the greatest, heaviest guitar parts in rock history. But from a music theory standpoint, it isn't a traditional blues rock riff at all. Randy Rhoads, who was deeply obsessed with Baroque classical music, essentially wrote a full, complex classical chord progression and disguised it using heavy distortion and aggressive palm muting. He famously double-tracked and triple-tracked his guitar solos to mimic the massive, sweeping sound of a classical orchestra string section.